You guys, this new AI plugin is actually insane.
Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet again.
Alright, so I had a melody for the song that I was making, and I think it fit perfect to put into vocals. Let me show you what I did with it. So we took that melody and then ran it through AI so we can come up with these vocals right here.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you?
If you guys are anything like me and you have a melody on how a vocal should sound on your song or your beat, and you can't find the right sample for it or anyone to sing it for you, this is a solution for you. So usually when I'm making a song, I start out with the chords and I have a melody in mind. So I came up with the both of these, and I knew I needed some vocals that were just gonna fit the song perfect. Was scrolling through a bunch of samples and unfortunately couldn't find anything, but with this plugin, I was basically able to drag the same melody and drag it into here and add some vocals on top of it. Let me show you how to do that. Every DAW that you guys use, you guys should be able to export the MIDI on here. Once you go ahead and export the MIDI, just come right into A Studio, and you want to make sure that the project tempo is the same as the project from your DAW. So I have this one at 132 beats per minute, so I just set the same for right here. And then to go right into it, basically you're just gonna go ahead and double click on any track right here. For me, I just put track 1, and so you can either do this a couple of different ways. You guys can just go ahead and do what I'm about to do, since I already have the melody and the MIDI in mind, and I'm just gonna go ahead and import that. But what you guys can also do is go ahead and start clicking. So it's the same thing as a piano roll from any DAW. I believe I had mine starting at D, and I'm not sure, but it was like D minor, right? So basically what you can do is okay, so we have C, A sharp, A, G. So I'm going to copy that. C, A sharp, A, G. Now I'm just going to go ahead and you guys see what I mean. It's like exactly the same thing as the piano roll. So I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it to match what I have on the DAW, just so you guys kind of hear how it sounds right now. That's perfect. So another thing, it's gonna start out with a bunch of da-das. So before I start filling in the rest of the piano roll right here, I did kind of want to go over some of the options you guys have. As you guys can see, the starting singer is gonna be this girl right here, Amber Rose, and she's gonna be in English. So I make EDM music mostly, so this is perfect. EDM, house, disco, trance, and it'll kind of go through a bunch of other singers that you guys have available to use. Right now I have about 74 different vocalists I can kind of go through and pick and choose which one I want. So you guys heard how she sounded already. Let's try and see what Frankly would sound like. See, that sounds pretty good, but me, I love female vocals, so that's the first one is probably gonna be the one that I use. I'm not sure if you guys heard it, but right here the pitch kind of went off. So to go ahead and fix that, you guys have a pitch brush that you can click on. So this is a cool thing. I'm not sure if you guys are used to like Melodyne and those other plugins, but it's a little bit different. This one you can actually draw the pitch, so you can see it going up. So I don't want it to go up right there. I want it to be pretty steady. So let's try to do that. Don't mind my baby in the back. So let's hear how this sounds again. Perfect. So when you play it back again, it'll sound like this. And that's another one of the cool tools that you guys can use. You guys can do the pitch correction just by drawing it in. Alright, so real quick, I'm just going to fill in the rest of the piano notes with the melody that I have on FL Studio. And then let's start filling it in with some lyrics. So for those of you that are going to be importing your MIDIs, once you press import and you click the file that you want to drag in, you have either the solo melody that you guys can add, or you can turn it into chords and harmony, which is also pretty cool. For me right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the solo melody, and probably add the chords and harmonies later on. So as you guys can see, it just dragged it in right away. We're gonna go ahead and solo this one for right now, and this is just what we dragged in right now.
Da, 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 da. Da 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 da.
That sounds pretty spot on to the melody that I had. You guys want to go back to how it sounded for reference? It sounds like this. You guys, it's so crazy because this is how it goes into my workflow, like so perfect, just because I'll have a melody and I know I need some vocals to go along with it, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't have any vocal plugin that could just automatically create vocals like that until now. So you guys see how the workflow is just super immaculate. You guys just export it right away, or you can, like I said, you can just go ahead and click it and drag it in. All right, so for right now, we have a solid foundation. We have the melody, we got a bunch of da-da-das. And so now the hard part, coming up with lyrics. I'm not the best lyricist at all, but I'm gonna try to work with what I got and see what we can do with it. All right, so I'm gonna do these days feel colder. And let me just hear how this sounds. That is crazy. And then what's also cool that I noticed is that you guys are also able to see the pronunciation on each note. So these, days. I'm not sure if you guys see that in parentheses, but it'll tell you which note has the pronunciation on each one. So this one is just cold, and this one is just der. As you guys can see, I just put colder and it automatically did it into 2, which I think is pretty sick. So this AI it's kind of scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I got these days feel colder. And also what I noticed is that when you have a bunch of notes just like back to back right here, AI kind of picks it up like, oh, it's probably gonna be like a run on a bunch of words, I guess. You'll see what I mean right now. So right here I'm doing like, is it cause I'm drifting away? My baby is crazy right now. Okay, so is it cause I'm drifting away? And then just make sure the pronunciation is good. Away. Perfect. And this one is gonna be from you. And this one is kind of short, so I'm gonna go ahead and extend that a little bit. And I kind of want these to go back to back. And low key, I want all of these to be right next to each other with no pauses in between. All right, let's try this out. Let's see how this sounds.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you?
Okay, so this one I still wanted to say like ooh. So we're gonna continue that right there. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but this note actually had a bit of vibrato in there. If you guys don't know what that is, like the quiverness and your voice quivering basically. So click on this right here and it'll open up this graph. And basically what you guys can do is just go ahead and either add more of it or less. So for me, I kind of want it to balance out a little bit, so I'm gonna keep it like that. Not too much vibrato. So and you guys can also choose where you want it. So if you guys want it all the way over here or just towards the end. I'm doing mine towards the end a little bit. And you guys could even use the pitch brush for it as well. So yeah, let's hear how that sounds now. That sounds pretty good to me. So we're just gonna go ahead and use a pitch brush a little bit and then go up and down a bit. Let's try this one more time. Bro, that is perfect. Bro, tell me that doesn't sound real. All right, let's check this part out and then see what else we can fix.
Is it 'cause I'm drifting?
Okay, so this, it doesn't really say the drift, like the duh. So to go ahead and do that, from what I've been noticing, this darker red right here is pretty much like the pronunciation, I guess. So we're gonna bring that back a little bit, see if that helps.
Because I'm drifting away.
I think that fixed it. Let's see.
Because I'm drifting away from you.
That's perfect. All right. For these parts, drifting away from you. Far from you. So I think the lyrics are solid. Melody is good to me. Let's hear how it sounds.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you?
All right, so this one I actually want a little bit of vibrato, so we're gonna go ahead and add that. Remember, again, vibrato is like the quivering in the vocal that you guys kind of hear. So you. All right, so I'm very much still liking Amber's vocals, but I am gonna kind of go through them a little bit and see if I can find something better. So it doesn't have to only be English either. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but they also have Spanish and other native languages. There's even some Korean in here for those of you that make Korean pop. And yeah, there's a bunch of different vocals. Honestly, I kind of want to go through all of them, but that would probably take so much time. I could hear like a little bit of soul in this, so let's see what Jessica got to give.
These days feel colder.
That one's alright. Let's try a male in here.
These days feel colder.
Honestly, what would probably be cool too is if I use Amber as like the main vocal, and we have choir mode going on in the background, and doubling up these vocals. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, so specifically for choir mode, we're just gonna open up a new track right here, and with the same lyrics and melody. So we're gonna go right here to the track control panel, and we're gonna turn on choir mode for this singer. So what's also pretty cool about this one that you're even able to add multiple voices into this one. So if I want a male voice included for the choir, we're just gonna go ahead and add him, and let's just go ahead and add a couple other people. Let me see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different vocalists on this one. And what's really cool about choir mode is that you guys are even able to see like a virtual studio room, and you guys can even change the dimension and size of it. So you have a regular studio room, choir hall, which is 16 meters by 10, and even a church, which makes it sound really wide. You guys are also able to move this around, and obviously the closer it is to the mic, the closer these vocalists virtually are. But for right now, let's see what this sounds like. Alright, so you guys are able to see how these are all at 0 right now. So if you wanted to hear Amber's vocals the most, you just turn up dB right here, and then you can do the same with the other vocalists as well. So what's really cool is that you guys have a lot of control with the choir mode. If you guys wanted to turn up the offset, you guys could bring it all the way up to 30%, or leave it at 0. Let me show you how 0 sounds like right now. And then let me turn this up. And then you guys can even change the spread also. So if you guys want it more wide open, and you guys can see how right here it started spreading out a little bit more, this is how this sounds. So if you guys aren't wearing headphones or listening to it on some good monitors, you probably won't be able to tell the difference. But for those of you that are hearing this with headphones, you guys can definitely tell that the vocals are literally on the sides of your ear, in the middle, all throughout, all around your headspace, right? So that's pretty cool effect. I'm probably gonna add this with all male vocals, so that when we drop it into the song, we're just gonna have the main vocalist being a female, and we're gonna have the male vocals in the background as a choir. I think that would give it a pretty cool effect. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Also, really quick, before I go ahead and start moving on, I did kind of want to show you how the different rooms sound like. So this is studio room. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you? That's studio. This is choir hall. These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you? So yeah, you guys could tell when it's really close to the mic, it sounds pretty loud. These days feel colder.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you? Far from you.
That's beautiful, you guys. That's insane. I'm loving this. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but it actually has a little bit of some background noise. So AI makes it sound super real. It sounds like if the microphone was actually on. So it has a little bit of signal going on in between the empty parts of the vocal. So just so you guys could hear.
These days feel colder.
That little white noise section that you guys hear right there, we're gonna go ahead and take that out. Just so it's, I'm a perfectionist. I don't really like hearing all that background signal or white noise. So we're gonna go ahead and just take that out.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you?
That's perfect, you guys. That's perfect. Also added a different melody to the keys. So this is what we're going to be using for the AI vocals. Different melody, and I think it fits perfect for the build-up. So yeah, pretty simple. So the hard part is, again, just creating some lyrics for it.
Da 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 da.
When I close my eyes till we meet again. All right, so I went ahead and added all the notes into here and just kind of consolidated it into all one clip, and this is what we got so far.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you, far from you?
And then for the second section of the song, we got this.
When I close my eyes, I still hear your voice. It echoes like waves, like I don't have a choice. And I will find you till we meet again.
There's a couple things I do want to fix though. I know some parts had a little bit more vibrato than I would like, but other than that, I think it's pretty solid. Let's just go ahead and play around with the pitch brush right now. So let's actually smooth that one out a little bit more. I think that's fine.
It tickles like waves, like
Sound like it tickles, but I don't know how to fix that.
it tickles like waves, like
What if we have it say id instead of it? A little
it
bit.
echoes like
Bro, what? We Americanize it. Well, I don't know about well, at least here in California. I'm based in California, so we don't really say like the T sounds, or sometimes we don't even say the T at all. Like Santa Ana or Santa in general, we don't say the T. We say Santa. So I don't know.
it echoes like waves, like I don't have a choice.
All right, so I feel like this is pretty solid. We kind of went in and edited some of the pitches from the different notes. We added some vibrato to some of them as well. There's a couple other things that you can go ahead and add, but for the meantime, I think at least for this project, I think this is solid. It's exactly what I need. The rest of it I can probably do in post-processing. So just to kind of show you guys a little bit of what that looks like, let's try to run that. But before we do, I'm super indecisive when it comes to vocals, so we're gonna go ahead and add another singer, do the same thing, and see if Ember is the best pick for this song.
These days feel colder. These days feel colder. These days feel colder. These days feel colder.
I was pretty satisfied with Amber Rose, the main vocalist that you guys see when you open up a studio. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and export her vocals and kind of go through it. Also, before I do, I was actually experimenting with this a little bit, and you guys also have other panels right here. So you guys also have templates and vocal samples that you guys could use. So again, if you're like me, you guys don't know how to really like create any lyrics or anything like that, you guys can just go over here to the samples. And again, I make EDM music, so I would go through genres, go click on EDM, feature bass. Let's go ahead and click on this. 125 BPM is close to what I'm at, so let's see how that sounds.
24/7 till we get to heaven. 24/7 till we get to heaven.
That sounds pretty good.
Hey, diamonds on neck. I'ma pull up on a brand new.
This one actually, this one had drums on it too. That's crazy. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and, you know, find some other samples like that as well. For me, since I already kind of had an idea in mind that I wanted the vocals to, I don't really need that. Also, templates is huge. If you guys want to learn how to exactly use a studio and see the behind the scenes of it, other than this video, of course, you guys should just go ahead and you know, click on one of these, and you would just basically hit collect, and it'll open up the project for you and show you how Mariah Carey AI sounds like.
I just want you for my own.
Isn't AI crazy now, you guys? Bro, like, if I wanted to, I could literally train AI to sound like Mariah Carey, Kanye, like whoever, bro. Like, literally, you can actually do it. So if I didn't like Amber Rose, I already like her, she's pretty fire. I could actually just create my own vocals. So let me show you guys how to do that. So basically, you guys go right here where it says voices, and then you go to custom voices, customize now. So again, if you guys wanted to use like Kanye West or something, you guys can just click on customize voice, and then you would just go ahead, you know, I'll name this, yay, come on now. And then you guys can just go ahead and basically what I would do is drop one of Kanye's acapellas, bring it into here. And what I also saw is that there's, aside from these vocals, there's also some public voices you guys could choose from. So you guys just click on that, and then it would go through the different vocals that, you know, the public have put out for you guys.
Thinking about me every night, oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. Yeah, breakfast at Tiffany's and bottles of bubbles. You are my boyfriend. So you can sleep.
So you basically just click Misty, drag her in, and let's see how she sound like.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you, far from you?
She kind of got an accent, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go back to Amber, see how she sounded like one more time.
These days feel colder.
I'm gonna have to go with Amber. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just export the instrumental, and then we're just gonna go ahead and play around with the vocals, since that's what's gonna bring the track to life. All right, so we started a whole new project, and then we just basically dragged the vocals into this one. The project is a solid foundation. We just need to add and sauce up the vocals a little bit. So let me show you what we got so far.
These days feel colder. Is it 'cause I'm drifting away from you, far from you? When I close my eyes, it's to hear your voice. It tickles like waves, like I don't have a choice. And I will find you till we meet again.
All right, so what we have so far is pretty solid in my opinion. The only thing is this build up right here. I want to add something that, you know, kind of builds up emotions and hypes you up a little bit. So this is where it starts off at.
Till we meet again.
First off, I didn't do this with the other whatchamacallit. I didn't do this on Ace, but what I want to do for this one is pitch correct it. So we're gonna add new tone. Might be something else for on a different DAW. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drag this portion of the
Till we
vocal.
meet again.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and add that into here. And I kind of want the end, instead of it saying like and, it's gonna say and. Like, it's gonna drop down a little bit.
Again.
I feel like that's as best it's gonna get, honestly. So we're just gonna go ahead and get that, drag it back into that clip. So this is how it sounded at first.
Till we meet again.
And then with the new one that we just pitch corrected.
Till we meet again.
And then right here, I kind of want to add like the ooh.
Till we meet again.
Ooh, and then we'll, it's gonna be crazy. All right, so we're gonna do that again, and then again, and then again. And then at the end, till we meet again.
Till we meet again.
Fire. Shout out AI, shout out A Studio. Y'all are changing up the game. This sounds so official. Sounds like a girl actually sang it. And I love how you're able to personalize it a little bit too. You can make it sound like an actual human with all the editing that we did.
Till we meet again.
So we're gonna bring this back up. Till we meet again.
Till we meet again. Till we meet again.
That's what we're going for. That's what I got so far right here.
Till we meet again. Till we meet again.
And then we'll do that one more time.
Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet again.
That is fire, you guys. So yeah, you guys let me know how this sounds. I'm gonna run this back one more time before I end this video. But shout out A Studio, man. If you guys want to see more on how to use it, there's a lot of videos up online as well. If you guys want the download link, go ahead and hit the description and download that right away, bro. You guys are missing out on a gem right here, seriously. Like, I love Splice and all these other, Loop Cloud and all those sample programs that they got out there, but I feel like everyone be using the same thing sometimes. That's one issue I always run into, and especially like this. Like, I had a melody with the keys, and I'm like, I want the vocal to sound exactly like this, hitting these keys with these exact notes, and this is literally what that is. But yeah, thank you, A Studio. You guys are amazing. Let's get it.